Welcome to Eureka Math. I'm Mr. Shankel. Going to be helping you today with Module 4, Lesson 9. Let's get started. Okay, a few examples for you today. What we're doing today is some application of linear equations. So that means traditional story problems. We're going to give you a situation, a real-life situation. We have to write an equation and then solve it to answer the question. So Marvin paid an entrance fee of $5 plus an additional $1.25 per game at a local arcade. So we don't know how many games that he played, so that's going to be our variable. It's $1.25 times the number of games, X, plus the $5 entrance fee. And it says altogether he spent $26.25. So that's equal to $26.25. All right, so what we're doing now is isolating the variable. So let's go ahead and do that. I've got just one variable on the left side, so I can start isolating. Subtract 5 from both sides, and that gives me, the 5's cancel. I get $1.25 times X is equal to 26 minus 5 would be $21.25. Okay, and then I just multiply by reciprocal. 1 over 1.25, multiply by 1 over 1.25, and that isolates my variable. I get X equals 21.25 divided by $1.25 is equal to 17. So X equals 17. And remember, we said that X was the number of games. So how many games did he play? He played 17 games. All right, there's exercise 3. Next, the sum of 4 consecutive integers is negative 26. What are the integers? Well, I don't know the first one, so the first one's going to be X. And then the next integer would be X plus 1, so I'm going to add. Remember, sum means add. So I'm going to add the next consecutive integer, which would be X plus 1. And then I'm going to add the next consecutive integer, which would be X plus 2. And then the fourth consecutive integer would be X plus 3. So there's all of my integers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 4 consecutive integers. And that is equal to negative 26. So when I solve, I'm going to find the first consecutive integer, and then I'll be able to tell what the rest of them are just by adding 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's combine like terms. I have 1, 2, 3, 4x plus, there's a positive 1, a positive 2, and a positive 3. Add those all together, I get 6. 4x plus 6 is equal to negative 26. And then we can isolate our variable. Subtract 6 from both sides. I get 4x is equal to, this would be a negative 32. And then multiply by reciprocal. And we get x all by itself. X is equal to negative 32 divided by 4 would be a negative 8. So my first consecutive integer is negative 8. Let me make my list down here. Negative 8 is the first one. And then, in order to find my second consecutive integer, I'm going to look here. It's x plus 1. So if x is negative 8, it's negative 8 plus 1, which would be negative 7. And then the next consecutive integer is x plus 2. So negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. And then the last one is here. Negative 8 plus 3 would be negative 5. When you add those together, it should be negative 26. So let's make sure of that. This is negative 15, and another negative 6 would be negative 21, and negative 21 and negative 5 would be a negative 26. So yes, it checks out. This is my list of consecutive integers that add up to be negative 26. Okay, next one. A book has X pages. How many pages are in the book? If Maria read 45 pages of the book on Monday, half of the book on Tuesday, and the remaining 72 pages on Wednesday. So I'm going to add all of those up. So she read 45 on Monday, so that's 45, plus half of the book, well, half of X, because we don't know how many pages the book is, but it's half of X, on Tuesday, and then the remaining 72 pages on Wednesday. And that's all equal to the total book, which is X. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then X is the total book. So let's combine like terms. Let's see, I have 1/2 X. There's no other X's. And then plus 45 plus 72. I can add these two together. And that gives me 117. And that's all equal to X. And then I need to get my X's all on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 1/2 X from both sides. Okay, so this goes away. I get 117 is equal to 1x minus 1/2 X is equal to 1/2 X. And then I multiply by reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. Multiply by 2 over 1. And we get the 2's cancel, the 1's cancel. I get X equals 2 times 117 would be 234. So X equals 234, and that is the number of pages in the book. All right, so let's see. Let's do the next one. Number 6, a number increased by 5. Well, that's going to be my variable. X increased by 5, and then divided by 2, so the whole thing divided by 2, is equal to 75. Well, it's 75, or I could write that as 75 over 1, and then I could use my means extremes that we learned in our last lesson. X plus 5 times 1 is just X plus 5 is equal to 2 times 75, which would be 150, and then isolate my variable. Subtract 5 from both sides, and we get X equals 150 minus 5 is 145. So the original number is 145. Very good. Number 7. The sum, well, that's going to be an addition problem. The sum of 13 and twice a number, so 2 times X, is, that's my equal sign, 7 less than 6 times the number. So that's 6 times the number minus 7. 7 less than 6 times the number. Okay, there's my equation. Now I'm going to get all of my x's, my variables, on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And that leaves me with 13 is equal to 4x minus 7. Add 7 to both sides. I get 20 is equal to 4x. And then multiply by reciprocal. And we get the 4's cancel. We get x equals 20 divided by 4 is 5. So x equals 5 is the number. Okay, number 8. The width of a rectangle is 7 less than twice the length. 2 times the length minus 7. That's equal to the width. If the perimeter is of the rectangle is 43.6 inches, what is the area of the rectangle? So we have to think about what that means. That means, let's say our rectangle is this. I'm going to have a length and a width and a length and a width, and I need to add all those together. Well, this is the width. This is the width. So I need 2 of those, right? 2 widths. And I need 2 lengths. Well, the length is, I don't know. That's my variable x. So that's plus 2x. So I have my width is here, my length is there, and I've multiplied them both by 2 so that I used both lengths and both widths. Okay, and let's see, and that's equal to 43.6. That's the perimeter. 43.6 would be here. All right, so let's simplify. 2 times 2x, that's 4x. 2 times negative 7 is a negative 14, plus 2x is equal to 43.6. And then I can combine like terms. There's 4x's and 2x's. They're on the same side of the equal sign, so I can combine them. That's 6x minus 14 equals 43.6. And then I can isolate my variable x by adding 14 to both sides. All right, we get 6x is equal to 57.6, and then multiply by reciprocal. And when we do that, our 6's cancel. We get x equals 57.6 divided by 6. I'm going to use my calculator here. Let's see, 57.6 divided by 6 equals 9.6. So x equals 9.6. Remember, x is the length. So we can say the length equals 9.6, and then the width would be, the width was this, 2x minus 7. So let me go over here. Let me use another color so we can distinguish it here. 2x minus 7, well, I know that x is 9.6, so it's 2 times 9.6 and then minus 7. So 2 times 9.6 would be 19.2, and then subtract 7 would be 12.2. So I know the width equals 12.2. And then my question is, what is the area of the rectangle? Well, area, if you'll remember, is equal to length times width. So I'm going to take the 9.6, I'm going to multiply that by the 12.2 width, and I get 100. The area is equal to 117.12 square inches. So this would be inches squared. And that is the area of the rectangle. Okay, a lot in there, but what did we do? We wrote an equation, we simplified it, and then we solved for x using algebra, and then we used what we knew from our answer to solve it and answer the question. Exercise 9. 250 tickets for the school dance were sold. On Monday, 35 tickets were sold. 35 on Monday. Plus an equal number of tickets were sold each day for the next 5 days. So I don't know how many tickets were sold, but I know it was 5 days of the same amount. So that's 5 times x. And then that's equal to the 250. Okay, so there is our equation. And now we can solve. So I'm going to subtract 35 to help to isolate the variable x. And we get 5x is equal to 250 minus 35 would be 215. And then multiply by reciprocal. Multiply by reciprocal, we get x equals 215 divided by 5. 215 divided by 5 is 43. So x equals 43. How many tickets were sold on one of those days? 43 tickets. All right, and finally, number 10. Shauna skateboarded for some number of minutes on Monday. Well, I don't know what that is, so that's going to be my variable. On Tuesday, she skateboarded for twice as many minutes, so plus 2x. And on Wednesday, she skateboarded for half of the sum of minutes from Monday, so plus half of x. Remember, Monday was x. So half of x, not from Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so let me back this up. Half of Monday plus Tuesday. So we're going to take plus this quantity, x plus 2x, that's Monday and Tuesday, and we're going to divide that by 2. All right, and all together she skateboarded for a total of 3 hours, so all of that is equal to 3. All right, so we've got some work to do here. What I would like to do is to add all of these terms together if I can, and right now I can't because if we think of x plus 2x over 2 as a fraction, that means my denominator is a 2. If I can make my denominator a 2 for the other two here, if I can make those 2s, right now they're 1s, right, if I made them as fractions, then I could add all of those x's and simplify this a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by 2 over 2 to get 2x over 2 plus 2 over 2 times 2x over 1 would be 4x over 2 plus x plus 2x over 2. Now, everything is over 2, so now I can add. I have the same denominator, so I can add these numerators. 2x plus 4x plus 1x plus 2x. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 2 more is 9. So this is 9x over 2 is equal to 3. And now I can use my means extremes. 9x times 1 is 9x. I'm going to put it over here. 9x is equal to 2 times 3, which is 6. And then I can multiply by reciprocal. 1/9, multiply by 1/9. And we get x is equal to, 6 over 9, or I can simplify that to be 2/3. So x equals 2/3. How many minutes did she skateboard each day? Well, if x is the number of minutes on Monday, then that would be right here. Maybe I can circle that. Yeah. X is the number of minutes on Monday, so x is 2/3 of a minute. 2/3 of a minute. And then on Tuesday, that was 2 times that. So I'm going to put over here Monday equals 2/3 of a minute. And Tuesday, Tuesday was 2 times that, so that would be 4/3 of a minute. And then on Wednesday was this expression. So I've got 2/3 plus 4/3 would give me 6/3. That's 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So on Wednesday, she skateboarded for 1 minute. She must have fell and hurt herself. I would quit early too. Okay, that is lesson 9. I hope that helps. See you again next time.